Am I audible?
Hi. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible. Thank you. And sorry for
Hi, good
being late.
evening. No problem. Welcome back. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm absolutely being great. Thank you for asking. And everything is going great so far.
Lovely. That's nice to hear. What interesting topic would you like to discuss today?
Again, like I do not have certainly thought what we'll have to discuss today, but if you bring something which could, excite me a lot, or people can get a lot of things to learn from them, so definitely like we can discuss on to that topic.
Lovely. One of the things I'm curious about is if there was a new sport that you would like to follow, right? Which one, which sport is something that really appeals to you or would really get you curious to start following, like whether it's watching or just playing with your friends? Maybe it's a sport that's played in the Olympics, anything.
Mm, okay, interesting. I mean, I should have been thought this thing a lot because once I watch something, it really get me fascinated. And let me tell you what is it. So, I heard this concept of F1 car racing, if you know that is high speed car racing, because I feel my nature is something which is being too dynamic, whether it's been meeting with new people, traveling outdoor a lot, or playing with a lot of speed. So I like speed.
Mhm.
So definitely this is one thing what I really wanted to take. And if in future I get chance, and definitely like I would be going professionally in F1 racing because I love speed. So definitely if you ask me this question, so that is F1 racing game. And moreover, I'm not been certainly saying that it's only F1 racing. Every game which is being around, racing or fast and furious things. So I would love to play this. Yeah, and I really enjoy those playing.
So you said game, you're interested in the game. Do you mean like an actual video game or do you mean the actual sport of F1?
No, no, natural. I just mean to be actually playing that game. Not on video games because it do not really, feels me that much exciting these days. Earlier for me, once I was kid, that was really exciting playing on mobile phone. Everything was being onto speed. I was enjoying that time. But this time I really wanted to play that game physically and wanted to feel that how speed works and all. Yeah.
Okay, so just a clarification. If you're talking about F1, we'll address that as a sport.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. I'm sure you've heard of FIFA, right? The game.
FIFA. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if I say that I love to play footballing games with my friends, that would be more in regards to the video game. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, but if I'm saying that I love the sport of football and I love playing matches with my friends or I love the sport of football, then that is in regards to me physically playing or physically going to the ground and playing football with my
Yep.
friends. Okay. Lovely.
Got.
So, as you said, F1 is something that will, grab your attention or, pique your curiosity.
Yep.
What initially introduced you to that sport?
Like how I get to know about this sports.
Yeah.
I don't know what that movie was called, but I was watching a movie and there I got, the interior that how once F1 driver is, driving that car and how it looks from internally. And few of the YouTube video I also watched from there. Externally, we see a car is, going forward and we are expecting, oh my God, what an speed it is moving around. But the person who is being inside, he's being too focused because within a fraction of millisecond he have to take decisions. He'll have to be very prompt where have to take left, right. Those are very high speeding car. At every time we'll have to take turn around, and one single decision can make your life. you know you can't imagine what it could be the situation that time. So because as again I told, I love speed, I love adventure of life. So my that nature brings me there, and that's how I get introduced with the first time and knows the concept of F1 driving from that movie and from few of the couple of videos. Yeah.
Okay, nice. I'm happy to hear that. Is this movie the F1 movie that was recently launched or it's an older movie?
No, no, that was quite older. Not quite older, but I had seen it from, I guess, 2 or 3 years back. Once I was
Is
into
it
college
is it
second
the
year.
one with Chris Hemsworth in it?
I'm not sure about the actor. Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth is playing Thor in the Marvel Universe.
Nope, I don't remember.
No? Okay, because
Yep.
I do remember seeing clips of a
Okay.
movie where Chris Hemsworth is an F1 race driver.
Okay.
and he basically there was an F1 driver called Niki Lauda, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Lauda. So he was incredibly famous for like he's won a lot of championships, right? So they made a movie on him where Chris Hemsworth was another F1 racer, his
Okay.
competitor, and it was that movie was quite famous amongst the motorsport enthusiasts, you know. And now they've come up with an actual F1 movie where they are trying to show us how modern the systems are in the car,
Mm-hmm.
in the sport, how they how decisions impact their lives, how everything they do is like the margins are so small, like they're trying to save, 1/10 of a second, not even half a second. Half a second is
Correct. Too
so
much.
much. Yeah, it's too
Mm-hmm.
much to them, like
Mm-hmm.
in terms
Correct.
of
Correct.
weight, in terms of the way they drive, how aggressive they are. So I went for the movie F1. I don't know, have you seen the movie?
Not really. I had not seen that movie. Yeah.
So if you haven't and it's still available in a theater near you, I would
Okay.
highly suggest you go watch it with somebody. So you guys can have a discussion, maybe start following the sport.
Sure,
You know,
sure. So what was the
and
movie name you suggested? Could you please
the
spell it again?
movie just now is just F1.
F1. Okay, okay. Sure, sure. I will look into
It's all
that.
F1.
So you
Yeah.
are also look very enthusiastic about this sport. Like, how does this come to you?
So I think in 2022, um, I had a Netflix subscription, and there was a show on Netflix called Drive to Survive,
Okay.
and that is basically like a. It's not really a documentary, but basically it is where like for the whole season they have Netflix. The Netflix crew is following each driver, and what they
Mm-hmm.
do is they make it into like a documentary or a reality show where they take interviews of the drivers after every race, and they ask them what happened. They have these different camera angles to show you the intensity of the game, sorry, of the race. And I watched, I think, the third season of that show because that was the latest season, and I really like. I was like, oh my god, how have I not come across this earlier? Because this is so cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was incredibly excited, and I started watching, the races in real time. Like I started watching the races live, and I realized that it is so slow. And this is exactly why I can't watch Test cricket because I feel like I don't have the patience to do that. Maybe I have the patience, but because I've been watching football, football has a really simple set of rules. Like the team will play for 90 minutes, and that's it. That's
Yep.
one match. Right? That's one game. So for me, I was told by my friend, a friend of mine is a really, avid F1 follower. He's been following and watching live races for like years now. So he was walking me through it. And he told me that Saturday the live session is going to go on for 3 or 4 hours, but that is only practice. And then they'll qualify. They'll do a qualifying race separately from the 3 or 4 hours. So they'll do 3 4 hours, and there'll be a break, and then there'll be another session where they will do qualifying. And when they're qualifying, only one car is generally on the track.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
if there are 25 cars, imagine how long that will take because one lap is like what, a minute, 2 minutes, depending on which track they're racing on.
Mm.
And I was like, oh my God, this is just Saturday. The main race is on Sunday. So for me, it was so slow because in football it's very different. It's like all 11 people are playing together as a team, and you're also looking at the other team play at the same time. And your focus is on the football, like where the football is being passed, what opportunities are being created. So for me, watching live F1 races became very boring. So I don't do
Mm.
that anymore. But I do follow Drive to Survive. And every now and then when Instagram and YouTube, they suggest me some clip or some highlights from a race, I'll watch it. But I am absolutely fascinated by the sport, but unfortunately, I don't have the patience to watch it live.
I got your point. Like, this is very true. If even though we are having a lot of love from that sport, but if we'll have to wait for, and there is generally one car and lots of time, we'll have to. Even that is why I said this from this perspective. If we are into that same car from inside, how it looks like, how the speed and all those things work, that's how
Oh,
we get
yeah.
excited about. Yeah, yeah, correct.
hmm I just watched a video yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday? I'm not sure. So after this F1 movie was released, everybody was so happy. Like it got incredible reviews. So there's a team. in F1 called McLaren. I'm sure you heard of the name, the brand.
Yep. Yep.
Right? So
Mm-hmm.
McLaren invited Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is the lead star in the movie F1.
Mm-hmm.
They invited Brad Pitt to actually drive an F1 car,
Oh,
and it's like a
really?
30-minute video. But in that
Okay.
30 minutes they explain how they trained him. They put him in a simulator. They gave this,
Okay.
that guy sat with the engineer, and they explained to him on a map that, okay, on this turn you have to brake 75%, and then you have to accelerate, and then go slow here, and then so when you look at that, like that 30-minute video is very good for someone who's a beginner, you know, someone who doesn't know
Mm-hmm.
anything about the car. It's a very good crash course on how difficult it is for a normal civilian to drive
Yep.
an engineering marvel. That car is so advanced and it's
Mm-hmm.
so powerful, right? So you get to see how they don't trust him in the beginning, but then they have to train him before they get him in the car,
Right.
you know. And then eventually he does get in the car and he races, and there are camera angles, and you can see what he's doing. So it's incredibly cool to see that journey in 30 minutes, because nowadays people don't have the attention span to look at the same thing on a 2 hour
For longer.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, length of a video. But if you do have the time, just go and type Brad Pitt, McLaren F1 driving or something like that. Okay, it's a
Sure.
really cool video.
Sure, I will look into that because that is something what even I had watched this kind of video. I mean, quite often on the YouTube because that's where I get to know about this concept of how responsive they are. Some of the time I have seen, people how they escape from crashing their car because they took the right decision in fraction of second, which really
I
means
think I know what you're talking about. When
correct.
that turn is ending, instantly turns.
Exactly, exactly. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
that
That really
is a
blew my
really
mind.
cool highlight. Yeah,
Yep, yep. That really blew my mind that how exactly it happened. And oh my God, like
yeah.
if this is the case, so how responsive and how much hard their training would be because they'll have to take decision within a second, and that really gave me a boost. Okay, how exactly it is being done. Yeah, and you're also talking
And
like the same.
and the worst part is in that video that both of us saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're supposed to have a good reaction time. Yes, they're supposed to be ready for surprises at
Yep.
all times, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the worst part is you never know when something would randomly just come and block your view, or when you're
Right.
gonna have to turn or brake, because there are times you're on the track, you can't see where you're going. You know
Mm.
where the road is because you practiced it before the race, but you don't know what, there might be a car, there might be someone. I mean, it doesn't happen, it's rare, but someone running on the track or any sort of problems that might endanger you or the crowds. Like if you don't want to crash and have your car go into the crowd. So I completely understand that. But I am generally curious about these things. Another video that I saw is this is very stupid. Okay, so another video that I saw was this guy saying, "Can a civilian land an aircraft, a commercial aircraft?" Okay, so in
Okay.
that video, the hypothetical is that the pilot is not available. They've either had a heart attack or something has happened to them, and they're not able to fly the plane. And somebody comes out into the cockpit, and the cabin crew attendant says, "Can somebody land this plane? Does anybody know how to land a plane?" And I think
Okay.
my toxic trait is thinking, "Yeah, yeah, I can do it. Very easy." I think a lot of guys have this. I
Yep.
don't think I'm alone in this. So I saw that video. Well, the guy says that if you think you can land a plane, watch this video. So I watched it, and they
Okay.
had three different settings in which they asked him to land the plane. Obviously, he had the headphones and he was talking to the tower control all the time while they were giving instructions. So one is like a completely automatic landing where the
Mm-hmm.
autopilot, they align you with the runway, they lower your speed, they lower your height, and then they sort of land. And once you've landed, you don't have to do anything. The emergency services will come and they will evacuate the plane and whatever it is, right? The second one is where you have half the support. So it's half manual, half automatic, where the plane can do certain things. They can get you in line, they can get your speed at the right point, but then you have to manually control how low you're going to go, how quickly you're going to land
Inclination and
on the
all. Hmm.
runway. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
exactly. Yeah. So the vertical stabilization is your job, right? And the last challenge that he had was completely manual, and that was the
Okay.
scariest bit. When I saw that, I was like, "Yeah, I don't think I can land a plane anymore," because the amount of instructions that he was getting, the amount of dials he had to pull,
Mm-hmm.
the number of there's like 10,000 switches in the cockpit, right?
Correct, correct. Mm.
So it becomes so difficult, and I'm like, I'm glad I watched this video because now I will not try to do this.
Cool. Yeah,
Do
even the
you
same
think you can
question.
land an airplane?
I mean, once you asked this question, I thought if I would be into the plane though, so I would be the first guy who raised my hand. Yes, I can do it because I don't know, I don't know how this comes to me. I mean,
Mhm.
it's been very natural that if somebody asks me a question, hey, Anshu, like, could you do that? So without even thinking a second, I could say the yes. Then I will figure it out that how. I don't know how it's, but maybe because of being, doing this engineering very soon, I have this spirit because in my college I had been asked. I know that is being very different, but the kind of thing I did, I feel that if that would be in the way, I could figure it out that how I can do it. But yeah, the thing you mentioned in the third one, third stage where everything is being, oh my God. So there we'll have to look like how exactly the things work. But yeah, that is something I could say.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, I completely agree. Like when if a flight attendant comes out of the cockpit and says, does anyone have the ability or the knowledge or the experience to land the plane? Then I will not raise my hand, right?
Yep. Yep.
But if there's only like three or four people and I know nobody has any experience, then I might say that yes, I've watched enough videos to not be a stranger. Like I know what button is where. Not that I've used it. I don't know how it will react with the
Mm.
plane because there's
Mm.
like a million different types of planes.
Yep.
But I think I have that toxic thing in my mind that yeah, I can do it. And once I saw that video, I'm like, maybe like I've been curious about this. Once after I finished watching that video, I googled like simulation like flight simulators around me, like near my
Mm.
location, and I found one that is about 30 or 35 kilometers away, which is not that far by road, honestly. But I'm incredibly curious to go there and ask them to challenge me to do this, where
Okay.
they can sort of put up the settings in simulator that, yeah, you're alone in the plane and you just have to land the plane. Now
Yep.
I wanna put myself in that guy's shoes and see how I would handle it. Like if you were in that situation, if I put you in a simulator just as a test, right? How confident are you that in a full manual setting you can land the
My God.
plane? Can you like out of 1 to 10, how confident are you?
Really, if you're asking about full manual and having this context in my mind as you told the other story, I would say yeah, definitely I would be that in that situation. I would be also confident because I know that if I would be not confident, so maybe it would be harnessing a lot of lives. But yeah, I would rate in between 5 to 6 because you gave me the full manual setting. But in case of those one and two cases, it would be like 7 to 8 and 8 to 9 between. Yeah, so that would be the
Yeah, but
case.
like, see, if it is full automatic anyway,
Yep.
then I don't think they'll contact you because the flight attendants themselves can just do it. Because
Yep.
even though we have no training whatsoever, and even they are not pilots, they don't have licenses and whatnot, but because I'm sure they've been flying for so long,
Mm.
they have heard captains talk about certain issues,
Yep.
or they have friends in the same industry who are pilots. Like, in any case, I would say they have more knowledge than us. So if it was full automatic landing, I think they
They
would
might
probably,
not ask call us.
yeah,
Correct.
they might not call us because then they'll be like, they might ask people if they have a license of any sort to fly.
Mm.
So they would want that person to help them. But again, maybe I'm overthinking, but I would love to be in a simulated situation where I can land a plane, not in the
Yeah,
real
like
situation.
you should try that. And I mean, that would be the one of the thing what you might be enjoying doing because as per you see, you say that I just went that day and did Google that how those things, but it shows that somewhere you started imagining yourself, you are being sitting onto that, cockpit. And so you should try that. Yeah.
Definitely, I am going to sort of do some sort of research at least, and I hope it's not too expensive to go and do that because I'm assuming it's going to be within the range of. It has to be more than 5,000 if it's like a whole digital setup and they have like a huge ass simulator and I have to get in and they have to train me and whatnot. I'm sure it's going to be expensive, but I'm going to sort of finish that research and see if I can make that happen.
Sure, sure.
Awesome. So I think we've run out of time. Um, yeah,
Again,
that
oh
was
my God.
quick.
But
Yeah, I
but
mean, we
same
spoke
here,
about
like
F1, we spoke about the flight.
I don't know, like once again I called talk to you, I get a lot of insights from. I mean, whatever topic we discuss. I personally learned a lot of things from you, that how we can engage into the talk, what questions we could ask. So I feel that people often could get more from you. Yeah. So again, thank you. I'm looking forward to meet you again and discuss some incredible topic. And definitely for the next time, I would be coming with a good topic, and where we can people often can get more insights from you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be lovely. And also, if you are interested in F1, I would suggest you watch that 30-minute video that I was recommending.
Sure. Sure.
It's
Sure.
really simple for beginners. That's why I liked it a lot because I understood it, you know.
Yeah.
So
I'd
I'm
written
sure
it
you
down.
will also enjoy.
Yep. Yep. Of course, I will look into that after this call. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Again, lovely talking to you. Love the energy. Thank you so much. And I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye
Same here.
bye. Have a nice day.